These pans are non-stick too if you use them properly. When it comes to kitchen advice, especially if you're beginning, one of my favorite things to talk about is pots and pans, which pot and pans you need, which ones you don't need. I think it's really common people get those sets. It comes a 15-piece set. The bigger the set, the better. When a lot of times you're not using half of those pots and pans, it's just taking up space in a cabinet or a drawer. You just need some simple, basic pots and pans to get you through for most cooking applications. So it's best, instead of starting with a big kit, just buy good quality pots and pans, just the ones you need. You'll be set. You'll have good quality pans that will last you a very long time. What I recommend you start with is stainless steel. Now, stainless steel can be a bit of a learning curve to cook with, to learn how to operate, especially if you're sauteing or trying to use it as an alternative to non-stick. But stainless steel is gonna give you the most mileage. It's gonna be the easiest to clean, and it's gonna be the most versatile. So I have a set of stainless steel pots and pans here, just heating up some water just for demo's sake. But I would say when it comes to your pots, I like a larger stock pot, something you can boil potatoes in, something you can make pasta in, something you can do volumes of cooking in, and then a smaller pot. This is great for sauces, reheating. I mean, super versatile. I've even used my pot as like a little skillet. You just kind of can saute and cook in there as well. So just because it's a pot and it has the high sides doesn't mean it always needs to be liquid inside. You know what I mean? You can do the same things sauteing in there that you would, just gives you less volume. It's a little smaller. I love something versatile that I can clank and bang around and won't get damaged. And I can toss it in the oven if I wanna, roast something in a big pot or finish something off in a skillet, throw it in the oven. So that is more versatility when it comes to stainless steel. If you look in any restaurant kitchen, most of what they're using is stainless steel. It's good quality, simple pans, no bells and whistles, because they're gonna have to clank that around. They're gonna have to use it nonstop. So I say if it's good enough for a restaurant, if it's good enough for professional chefs, it's gonna be great for you at home once you learn how to use it properly. To start, I recommend a medium-sized saucepan. This is a 3-quart, and a large stock pot. This is about 8 quarts. In addition, I recommend a 12-inch skillet. I like one with high sides. Makes it for easier stirring, sauteing. And then something like a carbon steel pan, you can also go with a cast iron pan, but these are great for high heat. Once this gets nice and seasoned, it'll be non-stick for you. It'll be a super versatile, really durable pan. You do have to take care of your carbon steel, very similar to the way you take care of cast iron. Skillets like this are gonna be great for your high heat cooking, searing a steak, quickly cooking, and they are versatile enough to do sauteing. And once again, these are oven safe, so you can throw them right in the oven if you have a recipe that calls for starting something on a stovetop and then transferring it to the oven to cook through. So that's a great culinary application. Of course, you can find great pans online, read reviews, but I'm very much a tactile person. So if I'm getting a new pan or shopping for cookware, I wanna go feel it. So go to the store, feel how heavy it is, check the quality, make sure these rivets are nice and solid so that handle's never gonna be a problem for you. A lot of those cheaper pot and pan sets, something's gonna go wrong. Other than scratches and just being banged up, the handles break off. If they're coated in a nonstick coating, that will eventually wear off. Stainless steel is gonna last you a lifetime, even if you kind of mistreat it a little bit. And even if you do get these pans tarnished and dirty, you can buff them up. You can scrub them down, you can get them clean again, you can restore them. So they're really forgiving. Bonus about pans like this, they work with induction, they work with various types of stovetops. So say you bought them in an apartment and that's an electric range and you move to a house with a gas range, they're gonna be great. Say you wanna get an extra burner like an induction cooktop. They're gonna be versatile for different cooking methods like electric, gas, and induction. But always double check whenever you buy a pan, even if it does say stainless steel, even if it looks like stainless steel, you wanna check it, check the label, check the information about the pan. Sometimes they're an alloy, a mix of things that doesn't work with induction. So you really have to analyze your cooking needs and find the right cookware that works for you. Now this is about a 12-inch skillet. I like a good large skillet, a lot of surface area. If you have a smaller cooking space, maybe you're cooking for only a couple people, you can scale down. You can do that with all your pots and pans. Go larger if you have the room. You can scale down if you have a smaller space. Get the same form factor, the same type of pans, but you can go a little bit smaller if you want to save space. That's the great thing about pots and pans. They come in every variety. Now, there are a lot of pots and pans out there, colors, different gimmicks, different styles. I would avoid non-stick, anything Teflon coated, because even though you can use it, it's fine to cook with, those deteriorate so quickly over time. You're just gonna get the best results results by learning how to use cookware that's durable and effective in the kitchen. You have something that can last you a lifetime, and you're learning the skills to properly cook in a chef-level pan. So like I said, if it's what they use in a restaurant, it's what I want to learn how to use at home. Watch a few episodes of The Bear, check out a few episodes of Food Network, and be like, ooh, I like that pan. That thing looks like it cooks really well. I want to get that at home. Something you can also look for, especially if you go with the same brand of pans, is some space saving. So this lid on the pot fits the skillet, so the lid is interchangeable for both of them. So I like that functionality, that it's super versatile. I can just grab the lid, put it on. The other thing I like to look for in a pan, and especially the lid, is a glass, something see-through. So you might be sauteing, you might be steaming, you wanna see what's going on inside of there. A standard stainless steel lid is great, it's super durable, but a glass lid is gonna give you that extra, peek inside, know what's going on in your pan. A lot of those pot and pan sets have that colander insert for pasta, for steaming. I don't really think that's necessary for most cooking. What I would prefer is just to use a colander, or you can find compact inserts like this where you can just put in the water, steam your vegetables, steam your food, and these are a great option and they're versatile. You can now use them in several pots and pans instead of just the one pan that it fits in. So I like to get versatile tools that I can use in the kitchen that can work across all my pots and pans versus that huge stock pot with that insert that takes up a bunch of room that you probably won't use that much anyways, or you just use it because you have it, not because it's a really functional piece of kitchen equipment. Something to keep in mind, especially when it comes to versatility between your pots and pans. Yes, there's the traditional method of boiling your pasta in a large pot, but if you're only working with a little bit of pasta, I tend to just use a large skillet, a skillet big enough to put my pasta flat in, fill it with a couple inches of water, bring that to a boil, salt it, and put your pasta directly in. That's why I like a larger skillet, like a 12-inch, because it'll fit those pasta noodles nice and flat in there. You can use your tongs, make sure they don't stick to the bottom. Those pots, you have to put your pasta in horizontal and then let it cook a little bit. So you can boil pasta in both options. So really a combination like this is all you need. 2 pots, 2 pans, extra versatility. Now, one objection would be, oh, what if I'm cooking for, Thanksgiving, a big family meal, a big dinner? I won't have enough pots and pans. Well, the truth is you're probably using a combination of cooking devices, and most homes only have 4 burners anyway, so you can only cook so much at once to begin with. And these pans should be able to get the job done, especially if you're using some roasting or baking pans in the oven, if you're using an air fryer, other specialty cooking tools. This is gonna be more than enough for most home cooks. And if you're somebody out there who thinks they need more pots and pans, it's probably for a specific reason. But if you're just getting started, my recommendation for anything when it comes to the kitchen is go with quality to begin with and learn how to use it. Learn the techniques. A lot of people get scared. Oh, I'm not a good cook. I don't know how to do this or that. So that's why I just picked up the easy, cheap nonstick pan, when that's actually not teaching you how to cook properly. You're not learning the techniques. You're not figuring out the proper way to use your pots and pans. You're kind of taking the shortcut. That pan's actually gonna do you a disservice as time goes on. The other great things about pots and pans like this, you don't have to worry about scratching them. You don't have to worry about only using wooden or silicone utensils. You can use any kind of utensil you want with these pots and pans. So they're gonna be scratch resistant. You could use a little bit of abrasion with them. All that they will stand up to. So you can use any kind of cooking tools you want. Now, one addition or substitution that I like, you can use it as a substitute for your large stock pot, is just get a large pot like this, enamel coated, these ceramic type pans. These are great for roasting in the oven. You can cook on the stove with these, but I like to do braises. So this is kind of like a baking dish and an on-stove dish at the same time. So that's why I give it a little bit of leeway. But anyways, these are great pans to have. They can be super durable. Now you do wanna make sure you don't scratch the coating inside. So you do wanna be mindful of the cooking utensils you're using inside, but these are really good quality and they'll last you a long time. When it comes to anything in life, usually we tend to just accumulate a bunch of stuff and there's just things cluttering your home that you don't use. The kitchen is a great place to start to declutter. Get rid of those spoons and utensils you're not using. Get rid of those pots and pans you're not using. Go send those to donation, secondhand places somebody can get some value out of them, and start to reform your kitchen with good quality, useful tools that will last you a lifetime. There can be super expensive stainless steel options, but you can find affordable options that really do suit your needs. If you're tasting your food as you cook, it's a good way to check your teeth. Make sure nothing's stuck in there. Okay, we're good. feel like non-stick is some gimmick that took over in the 80s, you know, and then it just kind of stuck around. These pans are non-stick too if you use them properly. You're gonna have to preheat them, be sure that they're hot enough, heat your oil, and they will be non-stick for you as well. It is a technique you'll have to learn, but it's gonna be much more valuable in the long run than having the flakes of the non-stick coating coming off and you having to replace that pan later. So let this be a sign for you to declutter and improve upon your kitchen cookware.